In a world where the impossible becomes possible and the extraordinary becomes ordinary, one invention has defied the passage of time, ruling over empires and changing the course of human history. That invention is none other than money. What if I told you that money, the very cornerstone of our modern world, is nothing but an intricate illusion? Be warned, once you learn the truth about this grand illusion, you may never see the world in the same way again. Our story begins in the ancient civilization of Mesopotamia around 9000 BC. The people of this time were pioneers in agriculture and trade. But there was one problem: the barter system. Bartering was a cumbersome and inefficient way to exchange goods and services, as it relied on a double coincidence of wants. The first forms of money were not the coins and bills we use today. Instead, they were objects of inherent value like cattle, grains, and even clay tokens. These tokens represented specific quantities of goods, and they were sealed in clay envelopes, which could be exchanged for the actual goods when needed. Around 600 BC, King Croesus of Lydia, the last king of the ancient Lydian Empire, was famous for his immense wealth. The very term rich as Croesus is a testament to the staggering fortune he amassed during his reign. But his coins were more than just shiny trinkets. They were the first step towards creating the powerful illusion of money's value. The Lydians revolutionized the concept of money by minting the world's first coins made of a gold and silver alloy called electrum. The coins bore the emblem of the ruling king and a specific weight and purity, giving them a standardized value that everyone could agree on. In the times of ancient Rome, salt was not just a simple seasoning for food. It was a highly valuable commodity that played a crucial role in trade and commerce. The Romans knew the importance of salt and considered it white gold due to its scarcity and the difficulty of obtaining it. As a result, salt was even used as a form of currency. Roman soldiers received a portion of their pay in the form of salt, and this practice gave rise to the term salary. The word comes from the Latin word salarium, which means salt money or salt allowance. This allowance provided the soldiers with a means to purchase the essential and life-sustaining mineral. The significance of salt as a form of currency didn't end with the Romans. In the Sahara Desert, the ancient Berber and Tuareg traders formed caravans to transport blocks of salt across the arid landscape. The salt was traded for gold, and the exchange rates were carefully negotiated, highlighting the immense value of salt during that time. The use of salt as currency also extended to Ethiopia, where blocks of rock salt called amole were used as a form of money until the early 20th century. These salt bars were not only used for trade, but also as a means of paying taxes and tributes. Fast forward to the 17th century Europe, and we find ourselves in the era of goldsmiths. These skilled artisans stored gold and silver for safekeeping and issued paper receipts for the precious metals they held. These receipts could be exchanged for metal on demand, and they began to circulate as a form of currency. This was the birth of paper money, which was initially backed by a tangible asset, gold or silver. However, goldsmiths soon realized they could issue more receipts than they had gold in their vaults. This allowed them to lend money and collect interest, creating the first instances of fractional reserve banking. This practice further separated the value of money from the physical assets that once backed it, deepening the illusion. Our adventure now brings us to the 21st century, where a new form of money has emerged to challenge the traditional illusion of currency. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum. In 2009, an enigmatic figure known as Satoshi Nakamoto introduced the world to Bitcoin, a decentralized digital currency that relies on complex cryptographic algorithms and a network of computers to maintain its value and security. Cryptocurrencies represent a paradigm shift in our understanding of money. They challenge the idea that money must be controlled by a central authority and backed by a physical asset. Instead, they rely on mathematics, technology, and the collective belief of their users to maintain their value. As coins spread throughout the world, a silent force worked behind the scenes, granting them power and value. The power of belief. Money has value because we collectively agree that it does. This agreement is based on trust in the institutions that issue and control money, and trust in the people who use it. Despite its illusory nature, money has undeniably played a vital role in human progress. It has facilitated trade and economic growth, enabling societies to thrive and advance. Money has also driven innovation and discovery, as people and nations compete to amass wealth and resources. However, money's power comes with a darker side. It has been the catalyst for war, corruption, and human suffering, as the desire for wealth and resources has led to conflicts and exploitation throughout history. Money, then, is both a tool for progress and a catalyst of destruction, its ultimate impact shaped by the choices we make. It's true, power lies not in the physical objects or digital entries that represent it, but in the belief and trust that we place in it. As we forge ahead into an uncertain future, we must decide how we will harness the power of this incredible invention and determine the role it will play in our destiny. And only time will reveal its ultimate impact on our world.